Okay, so we have another episode of The Giant Leap, and today we're focusing on the one skill, and hopefully we'll find out what that is. Welcome, Fraser, to The Giant Leap,
Thank you. Thanks for
and
having me on.
that's
Fraser,
our
Fraser
pleasure.
is the lead of No Limits Academy, and we're gonna get him to take us straight back on a story of your. So, first of all, we want you to share your journey into high ticket sales with us. So, right from the beginning, let's see where you wanted to take us
So from the beginning, from before I got into high ticket
from
closing.
before. Yeah,
So I've always been entrepreneurial. I've done many things. I've had traditional businesses, including, believe it or not, a carpet cleaning business back in the day. I always felt that it's an opportunity to earn money. Then you can, as long as you can be good at something, you can charge good money for that and not to compete on price with other people. So when I learned a lot from my offline business in carpet cleaning, then I had a cleaning business. I learned that you don't have to compete on price. In fact, you shouldn't compete on price. You can provide a premium quality service and you can charge more money, meaning you can attract better clients and ultimately work less and earn more money. Whereas a lot of
yeah.
people do it the other way around.
Yeah, we've done exactly the same in our business, haven't we?
Yeah.
Exactly the same kind of thing. It took us a while to realize that we did realize it, that you actually don't have to try and be the cheapest all the time. You can just provide a better service.
Yeah. In fact, you
Yeah.
should.
So how did that continue from carpet to online high ticket
To
clothing?
online, yeah. So it happened at the time when I moved from Scotland, living in Scotland, to where I am now, which is the Canary Islands in Spain, 12 years ago or so. And you can't transfer a carpet cleaning business from Spain to Canary Islands because they don't have carpets here. And I didn't, like, simple as that. But I didn't want to do that anyway. I didn't want to continue in that. I could have been a tile cleaner or something. I don't know. But coming to Spain, obviously the language barrier and
Yeah.
it's really difficult to earn money here in the Canary Islands because firstly you've got to learn Spanish and be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
The salaries are very low here, and most British people that come to live on these little islands end up working in tourism, either working behind a bar or a restaurant,
Pubs. Yeah.
pubs, or cleaning apartments and villas. And with all due respect to those people who do that, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to somehow work online because I knew that if I could earn decent money online, that it would go a long way here on these islands because it's very cheap to live here. So I got involved in network marketing and affiliate marketing, and I tried to set up different businesses online, drop shipping. I tried many different things, and nothing really worked, to be
Yeah.
honest. But it led me into the whole world of high ticket closing because I was joining coaching programs, I was buying programs from people in affiliate marketing and drop shipping. And I realized that they had people to sell their coaching programs. So I thought to myself, how does that work? What do you guys do? How did you get that role, that position, that job? And how do you get paid?
Yeah.
And I quickly found out that these people who were selling high ticket programs to me and other people were earning a commission, and they were doing pretty well out of it. So I thought,
Yeah.
interesting. I think I need to have a look at this. And I got involved and I applied for a role with one of those companies and I got a job position.
Yeah.
And that was about 6 or 7 years ago, and the rest is history. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's how I got from where I was to where I am now.
And take us back, paint a picture of what the situation was like personally when you moved to the Canary Islands. Did you have children, a partner, and financially, like, how were you able to, how did you come across making that decision of high ticket sales was a good choice financially for you?
And
Yeah.
for your family.
Yeah, good question. There's quite a backstory actually. So I came here at the time with my partner and my daughter. And one of the big reasons we did that was because my partner had been suffering with cancer, and she'd got through that and got better. And we said, you know what, let's go and live in the sunshine. So we sold a business, we sold our house, we had some savings, we came here to live. My daughter was 7 years old at the time, 8 years old at the time. And within a few months, her cancer came back. And within 14 months of moving here, she lost her life at the age of 40.
Oh my God, that's
Literally.
awesome. I didn't actually know that. That's really,
Yeah, it was quite. She was 40 years old. I was 38, and the cancer got her in the end. And my daughter was only 8 years old.
oh,
So suddenly I
that's
was a single
heartbreaking.
parent. Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, it was tough. Not gonna lie.
Mm.
But the desire then to build a business online became bigger than ever, because I thought I need to be able to be at home with my daughter and
Mm.
support her and be there for her. I certainly don't want to go and work in a bar or cleaning villas and apartments now.
Yeah.
But the stark reality was, if I didn't make a breakthrough and start earning money online, we probably would have had to go back to Scotland,
Yeah.
jump on a plane and go back and go and get a job. And
Yeah.
that
Which
was not an option.
you don't want to do that. And I know that you've got your like part of your family lives where you live as well, your sister. So that you probably needed her at that time as well, more than anything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just would have felt like giving up on a massive dream to go back to Scotland, and that wasn't an option. It was an option, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
The opportunity came along of becoming a high ticket closer.
Yeah.
And I got involved, and I eventually landed a role. And yeah, the rest is history. It's been a lifesaver really for me. It's allowed us to stay on the island 10
Yeah.
years later on from when that all happened, and live a good life. Yeah.
Yeah. And for your daughter as well, which is like super, yeah, must be amazing for her to having lost her mum at such a young age, like to have you around growing up must have made a massive difference.
So,
Yeah. So she's 20 now. So it's like, this is all a number of years have gone by.
Yeah.
But us being able to stay here, and she was able to do her sport. She's a very keen triathlete, or she was, and she was a champion triathlete in her teenage years. And this is a mecca. This little island of ours in Lanzarote is a mecca for triathlon. And she was able to have access to the best coaches and the best climate to train in, and the sea and all of that. That was a big reason for me wanting to stay here.
Yeah.
But I had to earn money. And I was able to do that. So I'm super grateful to high ticket sales, because it's allowed us to do that and not give up and go back and live in the rain and the cold of Scotland.
Yes, we do know very much.
many of our listeners may be thinking it's too late for them. How do they shift that mindset so they can actually make a
Change their mind.
change to success?
Good question. Yeah, it's never too late. What we do is learning one skill. So you're never too old to learn a new skill. In fact, I saw a post on Facebook, I think it was yesterday, about an airline pilot who had to go from flying Boeing 737s or whatever it was to Airbus A320s or whatever it was, Boeing to Airbus. And he was in his late 60s, and he had to learn an entire new aircraft, a new skill. And it's way more complicated to learn that than it is learning high ticket sales. And he did it. He did it because he needed to do it. And he flew through the exams, and he passed with flying colours, no pun intended. And you're never too old, right? If you set your mind to something, you can do it. And if anyone's got a desire to start an online business, you want to try and simplify it as much as possible. And many people overcomplicate it. And that's what I love about high ticket sales is it's one skill and one
Yeah.
skill only. So you're never too old.
So do you need to be tech savvy? Because online business, it scares a lot of people away, doesn't it? That would think that you need to be like some like tech person and know all the ins and outs of everything to do with AI and computers and everything.
You definitely don't need to be tech savvy, because I am not tech.
You're talking to me and Fraser here, right? And I am like not tech savvy. And I think the only person who's more not tech savvy than me is Fraser. So
Well, thanks for that. Yeah. You don't.
I think between us, it's like the blind leading the blind, isn't it?
Definitely. And most people that start an online business, whatever they do, they have to have some level of tech knowledge. And that's when most people get stuck, confused, overwhelmed, and they quit and they give up. If you start any business online, you usually have to have that. But with high ticket sales, you don't need any of that. You just need to know how to sell high ticket. And all the other tech stuff is done for you by other people who know how to do the tech stuff. In fact, most of the people on my various teams are hopeless with tech.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know how to copy and paste. So you don't need technology at
Just
all.
watch YouTube on how to set up Zoom and click on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Basically, or just learn from someone who can show you how to do it. Yes, that's basically it. Open your Zoom at a certain time when you have a call booked in and attend the call, and there's a couple of little tech things you need to know, but nothing. Serious, you know. No.
Yeah, that's good. That's important because I think there are a lot of people like that. There's also, in your situation, you were in the carpet business and you manage and your situation with your wife and stuff, but a lot of people are trapped in their daily lives, aren't they? They're trapped on the grind day to day and they're missing out time with their family. In those situations, you work with lots of those people. So what is the biggest pain that you see in their lives? And why do you think they feel so stuck?
Biggest pain they feel in their lives, I think, would be is feeling stuck. It's just stuck in a situation, in a position, in a job that they feel they can't escape from. And I think the older people get, the more they feel stuck because maybe they're attached to the salary, they're attached to the pension, they're trapped.
And attached to the idea of they're used by like their time's up. They haven't got the time to learn a new skill, I would guess. And they haven't got that time to change their situation and change their situation financially. Like they just think most people by the time they're this age have it all sorted. They've got their house paid off, everything, and I don't. So that's it. That's my story.
I think that's true. I think that's definitely true. Although it's strange because most of the people that I work with in my teams who are learning this skill or have mastered it are in their 40s and sometimes 50s. They're not youngsters anymore. And that's it's not my target audience, but that's people I prefer to work with rather than 20-somethings.
If you've had a midlife crisis, come see Fraser.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I guess because I started this when I was in my 40s and I'm going to be 50 next year. Yeah, to teach other people at the same stage of life that they can do it too. And I tend to prefer working with people who are a little bit older as well. It's just the way I am. But yeah, you're never too old. It's never too late.
So what would you say would be the first step in the transformation when people are making that switch, flipping, and the realization that there is another way? What's the first step? How do they first take that giant leap?
Are you talking specifically into high ticket sales or to working online?
Or just online in general, like changing what they're doing now, how they're stuck in their way and they don't see a way out. What's the first step to having a way out?
I think I did a Facebook Live on this earlier on, actually, with my sister. She's a coach with me. I think it's realizing that you have to focus on earning your living online, just like you would do offline. So whatever you do offline, your job right now, you have to be good at something to earn a salary. You don't go and make money. It's not an opportunity. It's a job, right? And when I realized that online, there are no get rich quick schemes. There are no real opportunities. It's about trading your skill set for money. And if you can get good at a skill set that brings a lot of money to other people, then you can charge handsomely for it. For example, not even high ticket sales, but copywriters, people that write emails and sales funnels that sell and convert. They're the highest paid people on the internet practically because they can write one email that can generate $1 million. They have the skills to do that. It's no different in high ticket sales. If you can be good at that skill and you can bring a lot of revenue in for the client, then you will get paid very handsomely. So it's about realizing, find something you're good at or something you're passionate about, learn it, preferably from someone who's done it, get the skill and go and give that skill to a client in a trade for money, just like you would do offline.
Yeah, just like you do in any job, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same. That's exactly the same thing. I mean,
whereas people who come online think the opposite. They think they've got to know everything.
Yeah.
Got to know it. They've got to know tech stuff. They've got to know copywriting. They've got to web design, funnel design, marketing, Facebook ads, Google. And you can't learn all those things. You have to be good at one thing and find other people who can do the other stuff if you want to have a big business online.
Yeah, it's just leveraging other people, isn't it? It's exactly what you do in any business. It's just knowing that you don't need to know everything. That's it, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
For me, it's been like really interesting watching Casey's journey and things just from the point of view of me running our company and having to manage a shop and all the different dynamics and loads of staff and this kind of thing. And then it's just do this one thing and then earn this money and keep it instead of earning all this money and then just passing it out to everybody else.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's different in a traditional business. It depends what business you have, but sometimes in bricks and mortar businesses, you do have to learn more than one skill.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
I started the carpet cleaning business, and
Everything.
I set up this carpet cleaning business 20 years ago or whatever, and I did have to get a guy to design the website. I couldn't do that, but he had to do that. And I designed the logo and I put it on my van myself, and I got the t-shirts or the polo shirts done, and I thought, this looks great. I've got the van, my equipment, and I've got my website. Great. The phone's going to start ringing and people are going to start booking in. Guess what? Monday morning, nobody. Tuesday morning, nobody. So I had to have a crash
Then you have
course
to
in
become a
marketing.
salesperson and you
Yeah.
have to become a marketing person.
Yeah.
I had to go and get 5,000 leaflets printed and go and walk the streets and put them through letterboxes.
Yeah.
Like, I was invisible. It's not easy having an offline business. So imagine if you come into an online business and you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But this is great with high ticket sales. You learn one skill only, and you can earn crazy amounts of money.
You talk a lot about the power of working remotely. Can you describe the moment when one of your students realized they can literally work from anywhere and still earn great money?
Yeah, I think I was the first one to realize that myself when I was living here on this little island, and my first sale went through and it was like, well, I've just made $750 or whatever it was. I said, what? That's 2 weeks salary here in the Canary Islands.
Oh my God. How did that feel?
Oh, it's amazing. Just incredible.
I
Incredible.
bet that felt like freedom, like just like I can do this, like I can make it work
Yeah,
and be free.
absolutely. As long as you've got a Zoom or an internet connection and a Zoom account, don't need anything else. But then other students have done it as well. Danny, you interviewed him recently as well. He's
Yeah.
one of my students. And he's a sort of 32, 33-year-old guy who wanted this skill set so that he could travel across Australia with his family and have the choice to live wherever the heck he wanted to live. And he did it. He did it, and he's earning that kind of money, and he's able to choose his hours around his young son, who's what, 3 years old?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
I wish I was in that position when I was 33.
Yeah.
You know?
So do I.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I was going to ask to elaborate on that a bit more. How does it, with the change there, how does it change their relationship with time, family, and life? With what you've witnessed people change their whole reality when it comes to time, family, and life.
Changes everything. It just changes everything. My own sister, for example, I put her into one of the teams at COVID time, right? May 2020 or whenever it was. Her bar closed down. She didn't have a job. Things were tough. And then she joined one of my teams, and now 4.5 years later, is still on the same team, and she's earning way more money part-time from home. She also lives in the Canary Islands. She earns way more money part-time from home than she did working full-time in a bar. And she's able to choose her hours and be around her 3 kids, and that's amazing to see. And there are many other stories as well. I think it's never about the money. It's about the freedom, the choices, the independence, sack your boss, you choose your hour. I'm not their boss, really. They're their own bosses. And they can work whenever they want, from wherever they want. That's so cool.
It's so nice. I don't think any choices, when we say, oh yeah, I want to be rich, or I want to earn this much, I always think there's an ulterior motive around that anyway. It's usually more about, I want to earn this much so that my family can be free, or so that I can pay the mortgage off on my mum's house, or so that whatever it is your one is usually so that whenever we go out for dinner with family, I can just pay the bill and there's no squabbling. Just get up and pay the bill every time, and just it not even be a thought for anyone.
Yeah.
that it's just to be able to do those things for other people usually is why people want to make money. I very rarely come across people that just want money for money's sake. Do you?
Yeah. Unless it's a game for them.
Unless it's a game for them, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. But it's usually that comes much later, doesn't it? When you're into the big numbers, but it's never about the money. We all need money. People that say money's not important, for me, it's not important, but it's right up there with oxygen. It's kind of important. And also money doesn't, I remember being a little boy and people saying money doesn't grow on trees and money doesn't buy happiness and all this. Well, there's a couple of good book titles right there. Right?
Very good book titles. Lloyd J. Ross will be very happy that we dropped those in.
100%. Yeah, but that's what we were brought up to believe, right? That money doesn't buy happiness. It flipping well does. It buys you experiences. It buys you, like you just said, you can the feeling of being able to just pay the bill when you go out for a meal with your family. Feeling of pride, a feeling of gratitude, a feeling of giving, or whatever it is. Choices, freedom. Money is important.
And taking that one anxiety off the list, like if you've got the money covered, frees up you mentally to imagine doing other things with your time and not just consciously being anxious of, okay, I have to do the next thing to get this so that I can pay this, and how much time people have to waste on that kind of thing.
Time and energy. And yeah, I think the biggest one for me was just that most people at some point in their life have had money stresses, right?
Yeah.
Money worries. And the biggest thing for me, being able to turn that around personally, was go to bed at night, put your head on the pillow and not worry about money for once.
Yeah.
Whereas when you go to bed with money worries and you wake up in the middle of the night and in the morning with money, that's not good.
Yeah.
So
the
being
people
able to earn that money is a big weight off people's minds. Yeah.
The people that have listened to this podcast will have heard Josh and I talking about this in great depth, because I used to do all of the running of our business, and I couldn't actually, it got to a point where there was so much thinking about money and going out that I couldn't make the money to come in because I couldn't sell, because I was thinking about needing to make this much to make that. So it just did not work as a union. So I actually handed all of that over to Josh. Now he runs the business and I am the salesperson because I can't, to do both it's so difficult, because you just literally, exactly like you said, the stress that it puts you under is unbearable. And and to be able to change your life around and learn a new skill that is basically going to take that anxiety away is amazing. Like, it's almost too good to believe. Like, it's so amazing.
I think it would be great for some people who are listening to this that can't fathom, like they can't imagine, they didn't even know there was a choice. They just thought that they have to get a job and work in a job. They don't even know options like where you can have the freedom of earning a lot of money and traveling and stuff. It's amazing to think that there's people that don't even know that's a concept, that it's available to people.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of people don't know where to start. Even if they start investigating the opportunities to work online, they don't know where to start. There's a lot of rubbish out there, a lot of scamming out there, a lot of shiny object syndrome. Start your own coaching business. It's as easy as ABC, and it's not. It's really not. But I think the one thing I would say to people is, you have to learn one thing and get good at that. And as I said earlier, trade that skill for an income, just like you would offline. And if I can do it, if my sister can do it, if all the other coaches on the teams that I've looked after over the years can do it, normal people from normal backgrounds, taxi drivers, office workers, bar workers, corporate workers, have been able to come online and earn ridiculous amounts of money. If those people can do it, anyone can do it.
On that, Fraser, can you share a story of one of your clients who's completely transformed their life? What was their situation before and where are they now after working with you?
Oh, blimey, who do I choose?
There's a few good ones.
Seen a few good ones, yeah. Let me think. I've spoken about my sister already, so I'll not use Leslie, but she's the closest example and probably the most important because it's family, right?
Yeah, of course.
But let me think about Melissa Corsiato. You guys know Melissa.
Yeah.
Canadian girl, mother of 2 young boys, 2 children, and a wife, of course. And she was struggling to really make a breakthrough in her network marketing business, and was faced with the prospect of going back to work after her second son was born. Faced with that prospect of going back to a corporate job to have a comfort zone of whatever the amount was per month of, I don't know, 5K or whatever it was, right? It doesn't matter. In the knowledge that if she did have to go back to work, she would have to give up half her salary every month to someone to look after her 2 sons. Like, how sick is that? It's
Well, it drives me insane. It drives me insane.
You know the situation.
Yeah.
And she thought, I just don't want to do this, but I don't have any option. That's my choice, unless I can find a way to earn an income online. And she stumbled across the opportunity to be a high ticket closer, like we're talking about today. Met me and got good at the skill, practiced it, got good at it pretty quickly. An opportunity came up to join a team. She went on to be just an absolute killer closer, and she's really good at what she does because she has passion. And fast forward 4 years or whatever since she joined, obviously her boys are 4 years older. She's not had to go back to work. She is able to stay at home, choose her hours, pretty much part-time stroke full-time, it depends. And she earns, I won't say how much she earns, but she earns way, way more than she did in a corporate job. And like we touched on, it's not about the money, but the money has been good because she's been able to do a lot of stuff with that money. It's the being at home and not having to pay someone else to look after her precious boys. So I get goosebumps when I talk about that. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's it.
That you can be part of that. That's amazing.
That's what it should be about. Is work should be for living, not living to work. Too many people just live to work, but that's not what it should be about. And Mel's amazing. She's she's amazing at the job at doing high ticket closing as well. She's absolutely incredible. And she
never had the skill before. She just came in and saw an opportunity and learned the skill and got stuck in. And I think within a week or 2 weeks was earning that kind of life-changing money. It wasn't like it took her a year.
Yeah.
It happened very quickly. So that's what's possible.
Truly inspirational.
Yeah.
Like you've said, you've trained so many people to success, but what's the people that are working like a full-time job and they hate it, they're stuck, and their excuses, they don't have the time, they're too busy to learn that one skill. Do you have people that have gone through with you that have had a full-time job and been able to learn that one skill and transition?
100%. And if anybody told me they didn't have the time to learn this skill, I would call them out on that. That's utter BS. Don't have the time. No, I've got, but how much television do you watch and how many, it's nonsense. But this is the power of what we teach when we have a sales conversation. We help people realize that no, you can't make excuses about time. If nothing changes, 12 months will go by and you'll still be stuck in the same position, but you'll be a year older.
You'll be a year more miserable. A lot of Netflix.
Yeah, you'll be an expert on all the Netflix series or whatever season. Oh, that's what you want to do. Crack on. I don't care. But if people are seriously committed to changing their future, designing their future, and making a change in their life and taking responsibility for doing so, then anything can change. But if people are making excuses and I've not got time and I've not got the money to invest in myself to learn, okay, whatever, stay where you are. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's not being cruel. It's about other people have got to make that decision and take that responsibility because nobody's going to do it for them.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, isn't it? Completely. You can't, what is the saying? You can't lead a dog to water.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah, is it a horse?
And a dog as well, probably.
Yeah, lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Yeah, that's true. Like you can basically say, here's this thing on the table, is your whole life can be transformed, but some people are just not going to do the work. They're not the right fit for it. They're not going to do the work. They're not the right fit. That's it. You know.
And this is important, right? If someone wants to turn their life around and earn great money by working online so that, you said it, so that they can have more freedom, have more choices, live life on their terms, sack their boss, be a proud mother, be a proud father, spoil their kids, take their family on vacation so that they can do all these things, I think they'll find the time.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I think they will.
It's funny, like lots of people wouldn't even get the opportunity to jump on a call that is so confronting in a good way. Talking about like the sales script that you guys learn as in coaching someone to see what's really going on in their life. I hadn't really, until I'd worked with Casey through the script and stuff, I had just even pretending like I started confronting myself and my own issues and seeing where I'm stuck and how I want to make a change and stuff. And most people don't even get the opportunity to ask themselves that question. Like, how scary is that? You could live a whole lifetime and not even ask yourself those important questions of how you are, like emotionally, and check in with yourself. That's really scary.
Yeah, that's the power of you touched on it, our sales script. For anyone watching this thinking, oh, you guys follow a script, that sounds awful. It's a really powerful coaching conversation that, as you said, Josh, helps people confront themselves about their own reality, their own personal situation, and how things might need to change pretty quickly. Otherwise, they're going to remain stuck. That's what the coaching session takes people through. We don't manipulate people into making a decision to buy something. We don't have any sleazy tactics. We help them realize, actually, flipping heck, it's true. If nothing changes, I'm going to stay stuck. I need to make this decision, and I need to make it quickly or now.
Like anything, if the pain's big enough, you've got to make the shift. If you have an addiction or something that's affecting your whole world, and then the pain's big enough, you can just stop it right there. I know that personally.
Right.
And it's like anything, and being able to see that or reflect on that in the call, if the pain is big enough for that person, then they're going to make that shift.
Yeah, it's a good comparison. Yeah, definitely. 100%. And not everyone will do that. Not everyone will draw that line in the sand and make that decision today. But the coaching conversation is a powerful one, and it helps the right people get the help they need to make the changes in their life so that they can live life on their terms or whatever it might be.
Yeah, and it's
a cool mission. It's
not even necessarily about the end part. It's about being able to help that person realize where they are in life, realize what their goals actually are. Because how many people don't even say what their goal is, what their aims are? They don't even ask themselves, oh, actually, this isn't what I want from my life. Many people don't even ask that of themselves. Actually, what do I want my life to look like? They just float along in life and go and be not happy.
Yeah, I was saying in the podcast with Danny how like someone could work a job for 60 years just to retire, spend time with their partner and go fishing. And then like they go fishing and they realize, I don't even like fishing. And they spend time with their wife and they're like, who are you? Hey?
I know. What a way to live your life. And that's what most people do. And a lot of people get to retirement age and sadly, they don't have the number of years in them after that they thought they might have. And you think, my God, you worked till you were 65 or 67 or whatever, and you popped your clogs when you were before 70. It happens, right?
Yeah.
You got to start. And this is the point of what we do here, is not so that you can make enough money and retire at a certain age more comfortably. It's so you can start living now.
Yeah.
Not when you're 65, now. And if anyone's watching this and is curious about the conversation that we're talking about, the sales conversation, but you don't necessarily want to join a coaching program, I would encourage you to speak with Casey, right? Casey, you're great at having that conversation with people, and confront yourselves with people, with the reality of where you are in your life, and speak to Casey and see what kind of things open up for you. And you might just think, actually, this is amazingly powerful. Something has to change.
Yeah. Hopefully they will find some places that need to change, and or maybe they won't, and maybe they'll be happy where they are. But it's important to see it. It's important to see it. It's important.
So let's address the important thing that's coming up. You've got a free masterclass coming up on Thursday. Can you tell us about this?
Just tell us a little bit about it. I'm very excited about this on Thursday. So tell us what the masterclass is.
So Thursday, 22nd of August. We have two, one in the morning, 10 a.m. UK, one at 7 p.m. UK time, so whatever time zone that is for other people. And is going to be talking about 5 different ways to earn, not make money. I hate that. Earn money online. And I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of each different business model. So we're going to be talking about network marketing, affiliate marketing, drop shipping, e-commerce,
Cool.
and setting up your own coaching business. So those 4. And the 5th one we're going to talk about is also high ticket sales. And I'm going to be, and I've been involved in them all. So I like to think I know what I'm talking about. And I want to break down what's good about each thing and what's not so appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And maybe if people attend that webinar, my hope is that if nothing else happens, they will at least save some money, because you can get involved in these business models and you can burn through a lot of money before you realize this ain't for me.
Yeah.
And I've done it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah. We don't drop ship, but even we're in retail, so we do understand a lot of that. And that one just freaks me out so much. But yeah, I think just having an amazing overview of how you can make money online is going to be incredible for anyone who is interested in making any kind of change. So it's going to be a great one to join. And I don't think that you should miss it, guys. Don't miss it. Get registered.
Get registered.
We'll sort
yeah.
out how you can register in a bit at the end. So don't worry about that. But
Cool.
There's
That's
a
going to be
common-
good.
There's a common fear with people stepping into something new like high ticket sales, and they feel like it might be risky. How do you help people overcome that fear and realize the potential they have for success?
Yeah, I think biggest thing would be to not be fearful, because you don't have to learn lots of things. You have to learn one thing and one thing only. That's the biggest thing that I realized, alongside knowing that this is a booming industry right now. This is not an industry, but an area, right? E-learning, the online learning space is exploding, has been for some time, will continue to explode for many years. I think it's predicted that it's going to be 8 times the size by the next 10 years or so. It's just more and more people are investing money online and learning online. So that the whole e-learning space is huge. And yeah, just learning one skill, not getting bogged down by learning all the tech stuff we touched upon.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you can work online and you can trade your time, your skill for money, and you can have a good time at the same time. Like surely it's meant to be fun, right? And Casey and Josh, hope you've seen that. Casey, we have fun in what we do. It's a good environment. You're surrounded by positive, like-minded people. It's nothing like going to a job, right? A 9 to 5. You're working with great people.
yeah,
Even the other programs that you're involved in, the whole online space is just amazing if you get involved with the right people and the right opportunities.
yeah, you get to build an amazing network of people that are really great and fun to be around and are all trying to reach the same sort of goals. And I think as well, the actual role itself, you're helping people. So it's all very positive. There's no negativity there, because you're genuinely in line with who you want, with that nice part of yourself, which wants to help people. So it's really nice, actually. We find, even like we're part of Lloyd's mentorship, and the networks that we've created with that as well has been incredible for us and our business.
Yeah. Yeah, building that network has been really key. And that's being part of a community like that with like-minded people, is because like lots of people do feel lost and don't know where to start. But if you join a community, then you have other people, like it's literally a support, like they're a support network for you. You're all lost, but you're lost together, finding your way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a complete energy shift, isn't it? And working in a 9 to 5 or a normal job, you're just surrounded by negativity and low frequency doom and gloom. And that ain't good for anyone's health. But
And
when you
seeing
come
other
on-
people's success, and you're like, if they could do it. I used an example of Simon Beard or even Lloyd J. Ross. They both went to my school. So I'm like,
Right.
they're successful. Like, I went to their school. I was just like them. I remember them from school. They weren't anything special. Sorry, guys. You're special now, okay? And so it
because they did something
makes
different,
it all
right?
real. It makes it reality. Like,
Yeah.
so it's great to have that network of people that you can build up each other and build off and help push each other up.
Yeah, we're all aspiring to do something different and escape the normal doom and gloom of a job. And I think if anyone's watching this who is in that situation and they're stuck and they're bored and they're disillusioned and they're just going through the motions, then, well, if something's going to change, make the change.
Yeah.
Come and work online and surround yourself with like-minded people who want more from life. And it's amazing how, what's it to say? If you surround yourself, you become the average of the 5 people who you surround yourself with or spend the most time with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
we don't spend, Stephanie and I, my partner, don't spend time with anyone because we don't really socialize so much. But we spend time with people online.
Yeah.
Same as us.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
We're too busy working otherwise.
Yeah. But your online friends become your kind of network and the people you spend the most time with. And guess what? You start to become the average of those people. And the more you can surround yourself with people who want more from life, the more you'll succeed. And I believe in energy, and I believe in the what's the word? Transferring energy. Transference of energy between people. And if you're in a job, a 9 to 5, and you hate your boss and you hate your coworkers and they hate you, and that's not a good situation to be in at all. You're going to stay stuck there.
Yeah, it's really inspirational when we go to our meetings, actually, to see the people that are in different stages of the course doing different things. When you've got the people there that have been working for 4 years doing high ticket closing, and they're on teams and they're making great money. And then you've also got they're honest when it's quiet times. They're talking about that. It's quiet at the moment because of XYZ. That's also there. And then it's busy because of this and this. And so it's real and you can get to see that. But it's also like today we had a role play and by a new person that started the same as me. And that was incredible. Like it was so inspirational. I was not expecting such confidence, and it was just brilliant to watch that as well. So yeah, it's really great to see the different stages of people and how they're progressing and how and that you can be like that. It's great.
Yep, you got it. And the only way you can do that is by taking action.
Yeah.
Taking responsibility. I'm a big one about responsibility. So many excuse makers out there nowadays, blaming everyone else or the government or their situation or the weather, whatever. Like, just own your own situation, take responsibility, get your finger out and move forwards. And if you fail and trip up and whatever, just keep failing forwards. We talked about this earlier, right?
Yeah.
Just keep failing forwards and getting better and mixing with the right people and looking for new opportunities, and suddenly, boom, things can change and you can turn your life around.
Yeah, I think it's so powerful to realize that you're the artist that's in control of creating the masterpiece. So many people just see it as outside things that are the thing painting their picture, but you're the one holding the brush. You got to start painting.
100%. Yeah. And with that being said, when you do that, when you take action and you become the artist and you look for new opportunities and surround yourself with the right people, it's amazing how the doors that just open up in front of you, like the I don't know, the universal God or whatever you believe in, right, opens up these doors for you when you're on the right path, and because you're moving forwards. And sometimes the door closes and it doesn't open, but the doors do open. They do open for the right people when they move forward.
Definitely have. They definitely have for us in our whole life. But even this situation, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you if I didn't already have that network with Lloyd. So the doors just open when you're in those networks and in those spaces, for sure.
Yeah.
I do want to address something though, because the word sale, it's a word. I am often called a great salesperson at work. And I always just say, no, I've just got a really good product, right? That word makes people cringe. It puts people off because there are so many people that say they're salespeople that are not salespeople, because they push products onto people. They try and sell ice to Eskimos when they already have it. Tell us a bit about how what you do is not sales and how to get rid of that misconception of what sales is.
Yeah, it is sales.
Yes, exactly. I know, but
and that's the thing, when people have got a fear about it, and that's why so many people in what we do are afraid to call themselves salespeople. They call themselves coaches. They are coaches because they have a coaching conversation and they help coach the person they're having a coaching conversation with into realizing that they need to change their situation. And if the coaching program at the end of that conversation is the right vehicle for them to help them change their situation, then they'll buy it. That's sales. And it's no different. I talk about vehicles a lot because I'm a bit of a car nut. I love my cars. But if you go into a car showroom, especially if you like cars, you don't just buy any old car. You buy the car that you like the look of. Especially if you're like me in a midlife crisis, you might want to buy something that's a bit sporty and noisy, and you buy it. You buy that car because of the way it makes you feel, and for the impact it has on your life, and the way it makes you feel when you drive it. And it's sales, right? You're buying the thing. It's a sales conversation. So why shouldn't it be the same in a coaching conversation when you're buying a coaching program? If it's the right vehicle for you, it's a sales conversation. But I don't know if that answers the question, but sales is everywhere, right? If you've got kids and you want your child to go to bed at a certain time, but they want to stay up and watch more TV or read more books or whatever, you have to say, no, I don't know, Jimmy. It's not a child's name, probably.
Very Scottish.
So Scottish.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, it's no Jimmy. Let's choose another name. What's a child's
Jimmy's
name?
good.
Angus.
Angus, there's a good Scottish name. Well, Angus, I know you'd love to stay up late tonight, son, but it's getting late. Bedtime is 7:30. And if you don't get to bed and get to sleep by a certain time, you're going to wake up feeling really tired tomorrow, and you've got a big day ahead tomorrow. You've got Jimmy's birthday party tomorrow, and you want to be feeling fresh for that so that you can have a great time tomorrow and feel amazing and enjoy the day. So it's really best that you get to bed now, Angus. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes, Daddy. You're right. That's a sales conversation. You're selling him on the idea.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a good example or not, but everything in life is sales.
I've been trying to coach our staff because they're really fearful of sales and even approaching people. And I have been encouraged. I gave them £100 budget a month to wear our clothes and use like the skincare products that we sell in our shop and stuff. And I just said to them, what I would like you to do is just experience the clothes, experience the skincare and stuff. And all you're doing is just giving people what you like about it. If you wear, say, a Goa top, for example, that's one of our tops, and they're walking towards a Goa top, you've just got to go up there and tell them, confess your love for it and be genuine. Apart from that, give them information of what's in our shop, and that's it. It's not that scary. All you're doing is giving them information and telling them what you like about the stuff. That's it.
Yeah. Same in our sales conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
If the program's going to help them get to where they want to be, they'll buy it, and you're just going to help them do that, right? It's great analogy.
Why do you think there is so much fear around the word sales?
I think sales has been given a bad name over the years by sleazy car salesmen, and I used to be a car salesman, but I wasn't a very good one, actually. Probably because I was too honest. Yeah, it's true. I was quite young as well at the time, a long time ago, but car sales had a bad name. And I think sales has even insurance salesmen, and oh my God, my dad was an insurance salesman, but many industries have had to be regulated because there's been a lot of mis-selling, right? So sales has got this bad rep, but everything in life is sales. It's everywhere, and I'm not afraid of it. And that's why we refer to the people that I teach on our teams as coaches, because they help coach people into buying something if it's the right thing for them. And that becomes a sale. So it is a sales conversation, but there's a lot of coaching that goes on as well. In fact, it's probably 95% coaching and 5% sales. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
Yeah. I asked you what's the one question that you would like me to ask you today. And so here it is. What's one piece of advice you would give someone who has been or is interested or has tried and failed to launch an online business?
Yeah, I think I've probably already answered it, but we'll do it again because it's really important for people to know this and understand this. And it is just that, is to understand that you have to have something that you're good at, whether it's high ticket sales or whatever, it doesn't matter, that impacts a business owner's life and hopefully makes them money. If you can get good at that skill, you can then charge a lot of money for that skill and earn your income online. Not make money, earn your income. But don't try and get good at 3, 4, 5, 10 things like most people do. If you're an affiliate marketer or you're a drop shipper, we'll touch on this on the webinar on Thursday. That's where people get lost, confused, overwhelmed, and they never succeed.
I
Because they're
think
trying
they
to
never
spin all
even
these different
start
plates.
most of the time, because you'd watch like a YouTube on it and they're like, you got to do this and this and this. And you're like,
It's too
nah,
much.
stuff that. I'll
Yeah.
just go work for someone else and not worry about it for another 10 years. And then, in 10 years, then the pain gets even worse, and then you'll reassess in 10 years.
Yeah,
And then you've lost
exactly.
another 10 years of your life.
Exactly. And okay, you want to have an online business, think about it as an offline business. I wanted to be an airline pilot when I was a young boy. Airline pilots don't go and study to become airline pilots and train drivers and captains of a ship and Formula One race car drivers. They don't do all those things, do they? They just
Yeah,
learn how
no.
to fly a plane.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, they learn how to fly a specific type of plane.
Yeah.
Not every type of Boeing and Airbus. And they learn one skill, they get good at it, and they fly the plane. And they
Yeah,
get paid
I
for
was
that.
just
It's the same
when
online.
when you were saying that, I was literally just thinking of my dad, because he's a musician and he, from the age of 13, just learned to play guitar and then bass guitar. And that was what he did. And then he became a musician and traveled around the world with amazing bands and had amazing experiences.
Hmm.
But he's dyslexic and can't even properly read and write. He only learned one thing and became very good at it. Later, he also became very good as a carpenter. Yes, it's
Yeah.
that thing of putting as much as you can into one thing. If you want to have success in it, you just learn one thing, don't you? And follow that one path.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
if that one thing is your ticket to freedom, then that's a good choice.
That's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
that
then
is
if you want to go and do something even bigger online and make a bigger impact or earn more money, you hire the other people to do the other things.
Yeah.
So we're running sales teams for various clients. And within those clients' businesses and some of the clients, they have me as the sales expert. They have someone else who does the Facebook ads. He's the expert, the funnel building, the ads. They have someone else who's the tech expert who does all the boring tech stuff. The guy who runs the program, they don't know how to do all that stuff. That's why they hire us for our areas of expertise.
But like a racehorse, you've still got your blinkers on and you're just going forward to keep going forward and keep going forward in your lane and becoming the master in your lane.
That's it. Simple as that. Yeah. So
And
if
that's when
anyone
you can
wants
really
to,
charge more and more money because you're the best.
and like we talked about earlier, copywriters who are good at writing emails and funnels, some of the best copywriters can charge, I don't know, about 100 grand or 500 grand or whatever to do one funnel or one email, because those can generate so much money with the
Okay,
right.
you do the high ticket sales, I'll do the copywriting, and together,
Oh my goodness.
in this dream team.
actually good skills for us both. Let's do it.
It's so true. And I think copywriting is more of a skill that you're born with. It's very hard to learn, whereas high ticket sales is not so hard to learn. It's much easier to just practice it and get good at it. You're not born with the skill of being a high ticket closer. Nobody really is. But funnel design, web design, copywriting, those are skills. That's something that you're either good at or you're not, I think. Yeah, you can learn it to a degree, right? But does that make sense? You've either got it or you ain't.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, so that about wraps it up. How would people be able to find you, Fraser? Where are you online? And where can we find you?
Yeah, maybe you can drop a link or something under this, but probably on Facebook is the best place.
Okay.
That's where I'm most active, although I'm not so active online. People tend to just find me. But yeah, and obviously the webinar we got on Thursday, if people see this before Thursday, the 22nd of August, they can hop onto that. And
Yeah.
So is there a link for that I can share in the show notes and in the comments? I'll do that. Yeah.
I'll give you the link and you can share that. Yeah, for sure.
So it will be where, Josh, just to make it very clear to everybody.
In the show notes on YouTube and in the comments, actually in our bio in Facebook.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Right. I always ask Josh where, because I don't ever know. So it's been really great. Is there anything else that you want to say or anything else that you want to share with the listeners before we say our goodbyes?
Not really, no. I just want to thank you guys for having me on and for being a part of my community and giving so much value. I really appreciate it.
Amazing. It's been such a pleasure having you on. It really has. And we've learnt loads today.
Yeah, it's made me feel like how powerful like learning that one skill is. Like just even having that, like I was saying, that realization that you can asking yourself the questions of where you're at in your life and then drawing that line in the sand, as you like to say. Yeah, if people aren't doing that, then that's terrible. So I'd like people to just make that choice and go on the masterclass. It's free. You may as well just click on and see what happens.
100%. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And we will speak. Is here? Speak? No? All of the above. We'll see you all soon.
Bye, everyone.